reality of daily life. And this morning, I will be looking at this issue. And joining us this morning is Prince Adewale Adebayo, who was the 2023 SDP, that's the Social Democratic Party presidential candidate. And he joins us this morning. Good morning to you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning and God bless Nigeria.
Absolutely. God bless Nigeria. So let's start from the elephant in the room. In the last few days, the focus of conversation across the country, and I was even saying minutes ago that if 2, 3, 4 Nigerians are gathered this morning, you are almost certain that what they're talking about is this redesignation of Nigeria by the United States as a country of particular concern, talking about a Christian genocide going on. And we've seen the reactions of the government, the Minister of Information, the DG of the NOA, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and several other principal officers in this government. But where do you stand? What are your thoughts? Do you really believe that a Christian genocide is indeed going on in Nigeria? And how do you react to the move by the United States?
I thank President Trump for paying attention to what is going on in Nigeria. It is not always the case that the superpower in another country. In the past, people used to say they didn't care. So this is a person that is now far away, concerned about killings in my country. And the debate around who is being killed, who is not being killed, or whether other non-Christians are being killed is an unfortunate debate. The fact is that the death of any Nigerian in the hand of any terrorist, bandit, kidnapper, jihadis, whoever, is not acceptable. And once a superpower like the United States is paying attention to that issue, it's an opportunity for our government to take advantage of that and come up with a plan that will not require America taking unilateral strike or unilateral action in Nigeria. The government is highly responsible, because if the government of Nigeria had managed to stop the killing, this question will not even arise at all. What we should be considering is why President Tinubu, like President Buhari before him, and Goodluck Jonathan before then, have all become highly responsible to the point where lives are being lost in this amount of magnitude that a foreign power, far away, thousands of kilometers away, will be the one to draw attention to it. And every day, people bury people. Every day, people get kidnapped and ransomed. Every day, communities get leveled. And our political leaders just move around like it's nothing. This is not normal. So I'm not going to join any irresponsible debate as to say whether it's only Christians that are being killed. Once one single person is killed, the country is not supposed to be at peace. And that is where we should refocus the discussion so that we don't look like irresponsible people debating unfortunate situation.
So what's your reaction as well to how the government has reacted? We've seen denial at some point, and some are saying, the U.S. cannot just, invade Nigeria without the express permission of the federal government. But all of the reactions that we've seen from actors in this government, do you think they are the right steps to take?
The government is responsible at every level, and this is just one of it. because it is not a tit for tat, it's not a debate. Once a foreign power points out to a problem that actually exists in your country, you engage diplomatically and turn it to your advantage by coming up with a plan that shows that you take that matter even more seriously than they do. And the government cannot say that this came to them suddenly. Because I myself have been asked this question many times. Whenever I went to the United States, the people in the government there will ask me, Prince, what do you think about the killing of Christians in your country? I've had to appear before Congress members of Congress, organization, congressional body. I've had occasion, and they asked that question. And when President Buhari was in office, in Trump's first term, when President Buhari went to the White House, the first question President Trump asked President Buhari was, why are you killing Christians in your country? So it's not something to put an end to it and to say, all right, we've had you, but I can tell you in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, you will never hear of this kind of thing again. That's it. I'll take decisive steps.
Okay, let's look at the recent, the planned introduction of a 15% import tariff on petrol. It's reported this morning that Nigerians will have to pay an additional amount of about 1 trillion naira annually on petrol imports when this 15% import tariff is introduced. The government is saying that, well, we are doing this to protect local refining and improve our local refining capacity. The measure formed part of ongoing fiscal and energy reforms designed to strengthen the naira-based oil economy, ensure price stability, and accelerate the nation's transition toward local refining capacity. What are your thoughts about this recent development?
I said it. It's just a clever and wicked way of punishing the poor. Your job as Minister of Petroleum, because the President appointed himself Minister of Petroleum, your job is to make sure that refineries work and petroleum products are available across the country. Private refineries are owned by private owners. They are entitled to sell domestically, internationally, anyhow they want, because that will generate forex for Nigeria. But the responsibility of the government, after taking billions and billions of dollars from the taxpayer, money that could have been used for education, healthcare, housing, and after paying it to contractors for turnaround maintenance, deny the people the use of all that money. The least you can do is to make sure petrol is supplied to Nigerian people. Now, you are not paying subsidy anymore. All that money you claim to have saved from subsidy has disappeared. Now you are asking Nigerians to pay 15% extra on top of what they will pay for the importation or the purchase from a private refinery. You're not asking them. That's why adding 15% more to the inflation drivers, the things that are going to push prices up. Forgetting that people buy petrol to go to school, to go to work, to go to hospitals, to power their machinery, to power the electricity for them, for those who are using petrol generators. And it permeates every aspect, including the cost of transportation to carry goods, including foodstuff and medical supplies and everything. So you are just killing the economy and squeezing the neck of the poor more and more, while those who are in government are living in luxury and accumulating wealth for election and other nefarious purposes. It's an anti-people, irresponsible, regressive, anti-productivity measure. And it's a sign of greed, irreparable greed. And if they get away with this, they will later tell you the 50% tariff is not enough. They will add to 20%, just like they are doing with VAT. I think they just want to kill the poor in this country, kill them dead.
When subsidy was removed, we had a lot of talks about liberalizing the market, making it a free market driven by willing buyer, willing seller arrangements. Do you think this still aligns with that objective of the removal of subsidy?
This whole thing I said to Nigerians, those who didn't listen to me or who didn't believe me, I think it's now hitting them in the nose. They just want to. The removal of subsidy is a backhand tax. This one is a front-hand tax. All they want is to make sure that the poor continues to bleed and bleed and bleed until they hemorrhage into a stupor. Remember that there are a lot of money is being generated from crude oil sales. A lot of money is being generated from gas and LNG sales. A lot of money generated from aviation, all the money you pay at the airport, flying and all of that. All the company income tax, all the capital taxes, all the taxes pertaining to mining, all the VAT, all these other taxes, all the pay as you earn, all of these monies and fees and charges, you buy passport, you go to CAC to incorporate your company, anything you do, government taxes you. If it is possible for President Tinubu, it will tax you each time you breathe in oxygen. All this money is why you have big men in Nigeria. All this money is being used to make people into big men. That's why if you're a senator, you're already a billionaire. If you're a governor, you're a super billionaire. You can even make billionaires out of your friends and family members. If you are now in the villa, Aso Rock, you are next to God in terms of money. You have become a god of money. But none of this money now is going to the poor. It's not very few. Very little is going to infrastructure. That's why everything is collapsing. No NEPA, no electricity, no water, no good roads anywhere, no security. That is why workers are paid very little and they cannot survive. Now, on top of that, if you want services from government, you pay bribes. Even if you pay for your passport, they will not give it to you unless you tip somebody. If you pay for education, you will not get it unless you tip somebody. If you pay for healthcare, you will not get it until you tip somebody. Almost everything, you're looking for a job, you won't get it until you pay somebody. So they have enslaved Nigerians. On top of that, they have added this additional burden. How are people going to survive? So the whole thing, tapestry of wickedness. And they are squeezing the neck of the people harder and harder. They started the squeezing of the neck by folding their hand around your neck, saying they want to remove subsidy. And I warn Nigerians, do not listen to them. They will not stop. They will not stop. Very soon, they will introduce generator tax. Even though they are the one who caused the darkness, they will charge you for using generator in your house. One state has introduced taxes for the use of solar electricity in your house, even though they fail to provide electricity to the families and to the businesses and to every Nigerian. So this is why I'm saying to you, this, and the earlier you stop pretending that you have a government, the better for every Nigerian. It's better to just vote them out, and we start afresh.
A lot of bodies, the IMF, the World Bank, have praised some of the policies of this government, especially when it comes to the economy. The removal of subsidy, the floating of the naira, as some may describe it, and some have even went further to also commend this government for its student loan program. Are you saying that if you had won in 2023, subsidy would have remained? The policy around Nigeria's forex, would it have also remained the way it was? Because several candidates that campaigned in the build-up to the 2023 election, some of these issues.
Well, I have said my campaign was very clear, and you have seen that I'm justified now. If subsidy was the problem, why is the government still borrowing trillions domestically? Even up to yesterday, they still wrote another letter. They want to borrow 1.5 trillion. Okay, if subsidy was the problem, why are you borrowing now after you have stopped paying subsidy? Corruption and mismanagement is the problem. Every government program, including subsidy, could have been done in a responsible way, because the amount you are paying for subsidy, if it is for subsidy, is less than 2 trillion. It's so small. And factor prices will have been down. As for the foreign exchange, what is special about the energy foreign exchange? It is the management of the transparency of it to ensure that we use foreign exchange for productivity. They are using foreign exchange now for store of value for those who are stealing Nigerian money. Who are the people buying the foreign exchange? And if you increase productivity at home and you ensure that the central bank is defending the naira properly, the Nigerians will be able to have a proper living wage. Because now, I'm not aware of many countries where you earn thousands per month. Nobody earns hundreds of thousands per month. You cannot work in America and they pay you $100,000 per month, $500,000 per month. It wasn't like that in Nigeria. At the time in Nigeria, if you earn 2,000 naira per month, you must be a president or governor. And people used to earn tens of naira, 100 at most, 500 naira, 200 naira as your salary. And you will still be able to buy a car, build a house. So the mismanagement of the naira, all these comprehensive reformations are the ones we are supposed to do. And what is the use of student loan if you are not funding the university and polytechnic? Mm-hmm. I'm studying biochemistry. There's no laboratory. You are giving me a loan to go and study emptiness. You give me a loan to study medicine, and the lecturers are on strike. So if you give me a student loan and I go to the campus and there's no money to buy the tools that I need and books, you give me a student loan and at the end of the day, there's no employment for me. So what you need to do is to invest money and bring tuition down. And tuition is not the only cost of education. So government can easily bring tuition down because you are the one employing the teachers. And if you pay them well, and you support the university with proper funding, and put educationists in charge of universities and polytechnics and colleges of education and other technical schools, not politicians who are coming there to use the money to award contracts for themselves, and the quality of investment in techniques and technical schools now dropped to zero. If you direct investment to those places, just like when Tinubu and Co were going to school, just like when other people in that generation were going to school, tuition will be next to nothing. And then you do need a loan.
All right. We are streaming live on Facebook to join the conversation. If you like an audio-visual experience of the program this morning, you can also do same on YouTube as well, where we're also streaming live at the moment. So I was going to ask you about the loans as well, but you've touched on it. Yesterday, the president sought the approval of the Senate to borrow 1.15 trillion naira from the domestic debt market to finance part of the deficit in the 2025 budget. Just barely 5 days after the Senate approved another of the president's request, a $2.847 billion external borrowing plan, including a $500 million debut sovereign sukuk loan. Would you say that some of these loans going into key infrastructure projects nationwide makes it, passable, so to say?
The loans are meant to fund corruption because the person who is taking loan on your behalf has not accounted for the income you are having. They are padding the budget. They are mismanaging your money. The structure of the budget is rotund, and it does not reflect the priorities established in the Constitution of Nigeria. Go and read Chapter 2 of the Constitution, Fundamental Objectives and Directive Principle of State Policy. These budgets are not budgets. These are us sharing formula for stealing public resources because they are not directed at the priorities that is stipulated in the Constitution. So they are just borrowing money for themselves, using your name to borrow the money. The money we are earning legitimately, ask any journalist who is announcing this loan, ask any member of National Assembly, how much did Nigeria make last year? And how much has Nigeria made this year? You get inconsistent figures far from the reality. So this is a government looting what you have and borrowing to loot again. And if Nigerians are just going to sit down and be hungry, homeless, without medication, dying young from communicable diseases, dying young from preventable causes, having accidents on the pothole highway, having no electricity, schools shut down, falling sick and dying from simple diseases in the hospital because there's no medical care. And you are going to allow politicians to be donating hundreds of vehicles because they are contesting election. President's wife donating vehicles, like she has an auto manufacturing company, which she does not have. Where's the money coming from? Everybody's donating money. These are all this money they are borrowing again and share it among themselves and come and dazzle you in your constituency. So just be there and be watching, and later claim that you don't know what happened to you.
Let's bring it a little home to Lagos. The recent demolition in Oworoshoki. And in case you're just joining us, this morning we're having a conversation around the state of the nation. And our guest is Prince Adewale Adebayo, who was the 2023 SDP presidential candidate in that election. So let's talk about these demolitions in Oworoshoki. There are many who have accused the government of not putting a human face to some of its activities. So where do you stand as regards these recent demolitions in Lagos?
Well, where I stand is that the right to housing is regarded all over the world as a habitat right. And the government is also in charge of town planning. Whatever town planning you do must not render people homeless. Government has enough time to relocate people before they demolish places. We cannot assume that houses are meant for ghosts. Houses are meant for human beings. And when you demolish a house, you know that whatever is the original overriding public purpose for demolishing houses, you know that consequences will follow. Nursing mothers, the sick, the vulnerable, workers, students, different people will be dislocated. and livelihoods will be affected. So it is the responsibility of government to ensure that you give people alternatives, whether they are there lawfully or otherwise. The fact that they are there, you have to ensure that you give them alternatives, however temporary the alternative is, that it will ensure that they can continue to live their normal life while you carry the objective of urban renewal or whatever you want to do. I'm against punishing people for no just cause.
All right, let's also get to the phone lines. If you'd like to be a part of the program, 0705 6900 927. You can also call 0802 50 11. 0705 6900 927 is also the WhatsApp line if you'd like to react on WhatsApp. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is Usman for Valide.
Please go ahead, Usman.
I'll talk today now. For the federal government led by Tinubu, we Nigeria, we are not asking questions. Where this matter means we remove the first subsidy, where the poor people are better. Here we make the people better for even the people that remove the first subsidy. They don't know that first subsidy the thing that you benefit for this government called APC. Because government is they really give you anything. Let it benefit all the arms to price the people. Tell me the thing where the government did for citizens. The answer is zero. Tell me the thing that the country that produce oil, what the benefit of the oil for the people? The answer is no. So you not kill me and remove the first subsidy. You share the money to the government. The government now have more money now to cap to your party. They are the cap. Even the UK day for today, I was hearing for 2 years day for today. He said Tinubu should stop giving you all this government money. The money the government have now is too much. Why the poor people are suffering? They can't buy anything from the market. Over a month now, I did go work. My car, what I'm using now, that's for the airport. How much is it here? 700,000. Tell me what to see 700,000 for that year. That is figure 2040 what? 50,000. They are telling me they are so happy. All this Bolo government where we have APC, people are still capping. The capping. Where they be capping? Then you stop their play fast. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for your contribution. You too can be a part of the program. So let's get to talk about. Okay, we have another call. Before that, can you hear the callers? Good morning to you.
God bless you.
Amen. Your name and where you're calling from?
Femi calling from Ikorodu.
Please go ahead, Femi.
Yeah, sir. You know, truly, since 2015, since 2010, Jonathan was the first person that removed first subsidy. And when you take Nigeria GDP then, you know that by removing that first subsidy then, it will be a thing that will favor Nigeria. And the people who are in government now, they are aware that it's going to favor Nigeria. And they kick against it. We are massive protests. So at next time, they begin to eat a protester food. But today, where are we? You clamor that when you are campaigning that you're going to remove first subsidy. You say, okay, fine. If that will be a betterment to Nigeria because of the corruption and all the rest in the oil sector, we say, okay, no wahala. Now, you now remove the first subsidy, and you now told us that the reason of this removing first subsidy, you will not borrow money, you will use it to do Nigerian refinery, and at the end of the day, the fuel now will buying it by 15 naira per liter or thereabout. You see, sir, all these things are scam. All these things are scam. When you go to Saudi Arabia, you go to Qatar, you go to all those Singapore, we are these oil countries then. You go, even Dubai that does not have oil. The poor people benefit. That is the reason why God gave us these natural resources, not by them packing this money and put them into their own personal pockets. And once they install the money, election will come, they will start sharing people 13,000 naira because they have already prepared for the election. It's only in Nigeria that you are in heat, you are preparing for elections. It's only in Nigeria. Instead of you to think of the masses, you prepare for elections. That is why they are stealing money and doing manner of things, my brother. See, Nigeria should rise up. Even in this Cameroon president for Dia, or what is his name? I don't think that the hardship in Nigeria is in Cameroon and Tanzania, or people are still protesting. Nigeria should rise up. We're not going to continue. Now you are telling us that by next year now we'll be paying tax. Even when you are even to, as I'm speaking to you now, since March this year, I've disconnected from NEPA bill. I can't pay the money. You are insulting from the poor. Nigeria should make sure that 227 they should defend their vote. God bless you, my brother.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much for your contribution. Don't forget, we're streaming live on Facebook. You can also drop your comment there. You can do the same on WhatsApp as well. Mr. Adewale, I'll get back. I'll get to you shortly. But let's take a few more calls and then we'll take your reaction. I believe you are still with us on the line. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, is this Super FM?
Yes, you're on to Super FM. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yes, my name is Raymond. I'm calling from Lekki.
From where?
Raymond is my name, from Lekki.
Okay, go ahead, Raymond.
Borrowing galore. Tinubu, another loan to the approach for President Tinubu. This same President Tinubu, upon swearing in, boldly told Nigerians that subsidy is gone. Then what is the essence of subsidy is gone? That means there's no savings for subsidy removal. You see, one thing I want to tell Nigerians is that, okay, Tinubu's upon borrowing, Nigerians are not even seeing the results. Go to hospitals. Many patients can't even afford drugs. Due to what? The expecting rate of drugs in Nigeria today, in Nigeria hospitals. Nigerians are not seeing the result. What is the essence of keep borrowing? Almost on monthly basis now. Tinubu is now borrowing almost on monthly basis. And Nigerians are not seeing the results. What I have for Nigeria is that Nigeria should get up and retrieve their country from the APC government from 2027. Thank you and good morning.
All right, thank you. Good morning to you too. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Dan from Eva.
Please go ahead.
You see, Nigeria is the only oil producing country that the citizens are not enjoying anything. We are among the top 6 in the world, OPEC. If you go to Libya, fuel is 15 naira per liter. You don't pay electric bill. Countries like Saudi Arabia and so many other countries, they don't pay electric bill. But in our own, they are using electric bills to fund the budget. That is what they are suffering. Immediately, Tinubu took over. He increased the price of dollars, increased import duty, increased the electric tariff, increased the price of fuel. And this is what we are suffering. So not only this fuel subsidy your guest is talking about. If it is only fuel subsidy, we might not feel it much. But what we are suffering now is that he increased the price of dollar to up to 300%. Official rate of dollar was 450. When Tinubu took over, now it is not 1,005. Check it now. When you import fuel with 1,005, how much are you going to sell a liter of fuel? Think of how if to say he unified, they say he unified the price of dollar currency to 500 naira. Don't you think the prices of everything will come down? And that is why I say that in this country, we have a sitting president, but we do not have a leader. He doesn't have leadership qualities. There is no kindness, no feelings, no love. He's not a listening president. He don't care what the people are going through. All he's thinking about is to make the governors happy so that 2027, they will happy to come back. In this situation, do you know that in Nigeria now, for a woman to be pregnant is a very, very serious offense, very suicidal offense. Go to general hospital, go to private hospital, see pregnant women rolling on the floor. They don't have money to deposit just to give birth to a child to come to this world and to become a citizen of Nigeria. It's a very serious atrocity. You can imagine what we are going through now in this country, that people who are collecting 600,000 naira salary, their children are out of school. How much more? 50,000. Where will it lead you to? And then they said the prices of things are coming down. Which role is government playing? Which price of things is coming down? Okay, cook a pot of soup, you see how much? They should start deceiving us with subsidy. There is nothing like unification of foreign exchange, dollar rate, naira. Nothing like unification. There is nothing like floating naira. If they float naira, that means that the forces of buying and supply will be in place. The law of buying and supply, which is the higher the demand, the higher the price. This law is not playing in the price of dollar, the purchase of dollar. The federal government is selling dollar at the black market rate. This is what is affecting the economy. All this bureau de change you see now, it is just baptism name. It is people that go to CBN with allocation, $5 and step on the street. That is what we are suffering in this country.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for your contribution. Well, Prince, I'm sure that you had some of the callers. But before we get back to more calls, would you like to react to any, or should we move on? Because I would like us to also talk about some of the recent...
People are... Many of the comments are valid observations of the callousness, insensitivity, and uncaring attitude of the Tinubu administration and their anti-people policies. And they are not only anti-people policies, they are policies that are dangerous and inimical to the economy itself, because they make productivity impossible. If you are a tailor, try preparing for Christmas sales and production, and you are now do electricity for you, and now you have to go and buy fabric. The cost of transportation is higher. You now want to put fuel in your generator. You are paying 50% more. How are you going to be productive? And how are you going to pay your workers? So it's just making the Nigerians useless to themselves, because people are poor, and you are making it even impossible for them to get out of that poverty by making life harder and harder by the day. There's nothing more to add. Nigerians need to wake up and get rid of this government in the next election.
All right, so let's get back to the phone lines. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Olani.
Good morning to you.
And your guest.
Good morning.
I have listened to your guest.
You've not told us your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Abounje, Nikotu.
Please go ahead.
I have listened to your guest with rapt attention. He has spoken very well. In fact, he has said all that is in my mind as an analyst. But also as a politician, I see him as a fan, a football fan who sees the mistake, or maybe somebody playing draft and is watching the people playing draft and he knows the mistakes. But when he gets that of imported fuel, that is the tax on imported fuel. I think your guest has also said it. And in my own conclusion, I don't want to belabor much on that issue to go into details. But in my own conclusion, as far as that is concerned, the government should know that protests are planned and protests can be checkmated. But revolution is spontaneous. So when the people are pushed to the wall, they may be pushed back. So that's what the president should always think about in talking about the president, because we don't have refinery. How can you impose 15% tax on imported petroleum when we don't have much refinery? It's only one Dangote refinery that we have. Are you trying to make Dangote a monopolist or what? So you should be thinking of making sure that the other refineries and encourage private owners and even public refineries to work. So because the people may revolt, and this revolution is spontaneous, and he may not control that revolution. So that is
All
my
right.
own
Thank
appeal
you.
to the Mr. President. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Osifo, for your contribution. Let's talk about decamping to the APC. You've said a lot about the APC-led government at the center this morning, but then we see a lot of governors, jumping ship. 2 days ago, Governor Diri of Bayelsa State officially decamped to the APC. Recently, Governor Peter Umba and several others have decamped. In the National Assembly, we are seeing these, decamps in troves, and in fact, the APC now has the simple majority in the two houses now. So what are your thoughts as a politician yourself? What do you make of these decampings that we're seeing?
Nigerian people should be congratulating themselves that the politicians are no longer pretending. There's no need for them to deceive you that there's APC, there's PDP, there's Labour, there's APCA, and when they are pretending to be fighting against each other, you get confused. Now all of them are going to APC, one location. So it's easy for you to know that all of them are working together against you. Whether they are in APC, they are in PDP, they are in APGA, they are in Labour, once they are in government, they are working against you. All of them are sharing your tax money. All of them are hiding your oil money. All of them are living the same lifestyle. Which governor is different from the other? And now are the governors different from the president himself? Your National Assembly, different political parties are there. Do they disagree? Do they debate issues? So they are the same people. So it's good that they are going to the same location. So that on election day, you don't get confused on the ballot. Anywhere you see that useless broom, you just vote against it. All of them go. So you can remove all the enemies of the people, all the punishers of the people, all the people who have confiscated the wealth of the people, all the people delaying the progress of the country and working together for bad governance. You can remove all of them at once. No need for you to be scattering, getting confused, looking for this logo, that logo. You know anything that has to do with that broom they put there, you use that broom to sweep all of them away. So it's simpler for the people. And I'm happy that they are all going to one place. And I want more of them to go and join that APC. Then we can sing bye-bye to them once and for all.
All right, on WhatsApp, we have this message. They come from Lagos. Says, good morning, Cruz. This government is the worst in history. 2 years of nightmares, sorrow, tears, and blood. This government is like a student that failed an exam and is praising himself. Also, you want to promote himself to another class. It's all about imposing themselves for 2027 like Pharaoh, even though you haven't done anything. But tax the daylight out of Nigerians, borrow to loot, live a luxurious lifestyle. Like I used to say, the foundation that brought this government into power is not credible. All that it doesn't work. A government built on lies, eye service, propaganda, and hypocrisy, square pegs and round holes, compromiser of institutions, turning your Senate to rubber stamp, breeder of Agbero, education destroyers. They turn the people to beggars and Almajiri in the midst of plenty. They turn a secure country to a gangster paradise. Look at insecurity in the land, economic disaster. All they do is tax and borrow to loot. You can't give what you don't have. It's a shame. The worst of us is ruling the best of us. And that's Lekon from Lagos. One of the callers said he sees you as a fan who is on the sideline watching a football game and seeing all of the errors, but who will also maybe now get there and not be able to also correct those errors. How do you react to that?
One, I'm not a fan. I'm the coach of the alternative team. So I have my own game plan. And I've told you before that the coach you wanted to hire will be defeated 9-0. And you are even half of the match, you are in the first half of the match, and you have considered 5 goals already. So the earlier you take a second look at my match plan and the selection. So when you went and took a coach that put a blind and a cripple as a goalkeeper, you know that you are going to lose the match. By the time the match is halfway done, you know you're already lost. So what are you going to do when the half is over? You call me and say, bring your own team. Come and play this match for us. So I'm not a fan. You are the fan. You are the voters. You are the one who will determine which team you want to support. You are now with Team Tinubu, and poverty is scoring 5 goals against you. Insecurity is scoring 10 goals against you. Underdevelopment is scoring 30 goals against you. So you are the one to think and say, no, we were wrong. We should have gone with SDP coach. We should have fielded the APC coach. And so it's left to the people of Nigeria. If you don't like what is going on, you change it. If you don't change it, you come on radio and be lamenting every day. You will lament. Your children will lament. Your grandchildren will lament. Because that's how people were lamenting 30 years ago. That's how they were lamenting 40 years ago. And it gets worse and worse and worse. So you have to make up your mind that there must be a generation that put a stop to this nonsense and say, no, we've had enough. And that's what we're offering you, the alternative. We're not just sitting down there pointing. We're telling you what will happen, predicting to you what will happen. Go and listen to all our campaign speeches and our debates. And look at our manifesto. We told you this is what will happen when you elect Tinubu. If you are elected Atiku, this is what will happen. If you elect the other person, you do talking like them, Peter Obi, this is what will happen. And if you elect us, this is how it's going to go, opposite direction of they are going. Because these policies are not good. It's not just because Tinubu is not good as a person. That's a fact, that he lacks compassion, he's self-centered, it's about enriching himself, and he doesn't care one bit for the poor. That is a fact. But the policies themselves, even if you call the kindest person on earth to implement these policies, the policies are bad. So bad policy in the hand of a callous president, that's the result you get. So it's like you are in a car that the shock absorber is broken, the tire is flat, the driver is deaf and dumb. He will not listen to you. He will not slow down. He will burn into the pothole. He will join into gutter. He will continue like that. The car is bad, but the driver too is deaf and dumb and will not listen to you, no matter how you shout. That is what is happening in Nigeria now.
We have time to take maybe 1 or 2 more calls before we wrap things up this morning. 0705 6900 927 if you still like to contribute this morning. But talking about this alternate that you're talking about, it does seem like the SDP is also having its own share of crisis at the moment. About a week ago, 37 state chairmen accused the embattled former national chairman Alhaji Shehu Gabam of betrayal, financial misconduct, and abuse of office. So Nigerians may also be wondering, is the SDP different from all of these other political parties? Because it does seem like the SDP has its own share of troubles as well.
What trouble? Is SDP spending government money? Is SDP posting taxes on you? We are discussing hardship in government. You are discussing disagreement in a political party. Political party is a democratic institution. And what is the crisis? There's no crisis. The SDP is showing to you that we are different. What did the SDP do? SDP said that the chairman, the former chairman, and the signatories to the account could not account well for the monies, membership fees, and other monies contributed to the party. And they set up a panel headed by Air Vice Marshal Parker Lehman. And the panel sat and invited every member of the National Working Committee to come and explain. After they explained, those ones that they found liable, they recommended that they should be removed. Is that not what Nigeria wants? Do you want people who are accused of mismanagement, unaccountability to continue in office? Why is that a crisis? And the person who was removed complained that he was not properly invited to the panel. And the panel said they invited him. And the matter is being resolved by the party. So is that not what you want? Do you want to continue with a political party that the members will steal money, or a governor that is stuffing dollar in his pocket? They will later make him chairman of the party. So since the election ended in 2027, how many times has APC changed its chairman? They changed Abdullah Adamu. They removed Omishori as secretary. They removed Abdullah Adamu as chairman. They put Ganduje there and Senator Bashir. They are removing Ganduje. They are putting Netanyahu. Even Netanyahu now, they are thinking how to remove him and put another person. You are not shouting that there's crisis in the APC. We have the same chairman elected in 2022, June 8, 2022. The executive continues to be this 15th executive. They continue to be there. Only 2 people were removed on account of this inquiry. The NWC continues. What is the crisis there? You want a party like us to be criticizing Tinubu, and it's the corruption in Tinubu's government. At the same time, to hide mismanagement in our own party. You should be proud of us that this is a political party that has a process. We even published the account. We published the report, give it to all newspapers to see. The national secretary of the party wrote to the police to say some money is missing in the party. How many political parties can do that? That they will write to the police and say, investigate us, the money is missing here. Instead of you to say, yeah, this is a good party. If this party behaves like this as a political party, then they will not tolerate corruption when they are government.
All right.
Talking of crisis, there's no crisis there.
All right. Well, we have to wrap things up, but thank you very much, Prince Adewale Adebayo, for joining us this morning.
Thank you, and God bless Nigeria.
All right.
Nigerians should not lose hope, despite the difficulties. Nigeria is a great country, endowed by God with resources. These leaders are making us not to believe in our country. But don't believe them. Let's remove them, and let's believe in the country. Greatness is coming to Nigeria. I can guarantee you.
All right, and that's the size of the package. This morning, our guest was the SDP presidential candidate in 2023. My name is Gboyega Olaniyi. Enjoy the rest of the day.